When you first open Lumber Inc., there's a certain quiet charm that greets you. A single sawmill nestled at the edge of a forest. A lone worker ready to swing his axe, a truck parked nearby as if it's been waiting for you to take charge. The eye. Interface is clean. The art style soft and inviting, and there's no rush of chaotic menus demanding your attention. Instead, the game lets you step into the role of a budding lumber tycoon in the simplest way possible. Chop a tree, haul the log, process it into planks, sell it, and take that small pile of earnings to improve your operation. It's this gentle onboarding that gives Lumber Inc. its first hook. You don't need a tutorial video or a wiki page open on your second screen, no. Can simply observe, tap, and learn by doing. And that's the sign of a well-structured idle management game. In the earliest minutes, your operation is tiny, almost fragile. One worker walks back and forth between the forest and the yard rhythmically, striking the trunk until the tree falls, then carrying the log with a slightly exaggerated but endearing animation to the sawmill's waiting conveyor belt. There's no dramatic background music pushing you forward. Instead, there's a calm, slightly rustic soundtrack that pairs with the sound of chopping and sawing to create something unexpectedly relaxing. It's here that you start to notice one of Lumber Inc.'s strengths. It's not just about numbers going up. It's about the visual and auditory satisfaction of seeing and hearing your progress unfold in real time. Your first upgrades come quickly. Hire another worker to double your logging speed. Invest in a second truck to transport logs faster or upgrade the sawmills. Cutting speed so the logs don't pile up in the yard. Every choice you make is instantly visible on the screen. Add more loggers and you see them rushing out to new trees. Upgrade your trucks and they roll in with larger loads and more confident. Speed. Improve the sawmill and the conveyor belts hum faster. The blades spin with more energy. This direct feedback loop is something not all idle games get right, and it's part of why Lumber Inc. is so compelling. You never feel like you're, just pressing a button for an abstract benefit. You're physically changing the little world you're building. Before long, the game starts introducing its deeper systems. Managers come into play, and with them, a whole new layer of strategy. You can hire managers for specific areas of your operation. One to oversee your loggers, another for your drivers, another for the sawmill floor. Each manager brings unique bonuses: faster chopping speed, reduced fuel usage, increased sale prices, or temporary boosts that can turn a sluggish operation into a roaring profit machine. And it's not just about hiring them. You can upgrade managers, combine their abilities with timed events, and swap them around depending on your goals for that play session. This gives you a sense of control beyond just clicking upgrades in a menu. As your empire grows, you'll unlock new production lines. Suddenly, you're not just making basic planks, you're crafting more valuable wood products, each with its own processing time and selling price. This progression is cleverly paced, giving you enough time to master one production chain before introducing another. So you never feel overwhelmed but always feel like there's something new. To optimize managing these multiple chains becomes a balancing act. Too much focus on high-value goods and you might starve your simpler, faster selling items. Neglect them, and you'll lose the steady cash flow that keeps your operation running smoothly. Visually, the game leans into a bright, low-poly style that's instantly readable even on smaller screens. The trees are stylized and slightly exaggerated. The workers have a simple, cartoonish design that makes them easy to spot, and the machinery is chunky and satisfying in its movements. The color palette, rich greens, earthy browns, warm yellows, makes the environment feel grounded and inviting. And the way the game visually upgrades your facilities as you invest in them is a quiet joy. Watching your sawmill grow from a humble shack to a sprawling industrial complex is one of those intangible rewards that keeps you playing even when the numbers alone would stop being exciting. The sound design ties this together beautifully. The background music is understated, looping softly in a way that never becomes annoying, but it's the effects that shine. The clean snap of an axe cutting through wood, the metallic whir of the saws, the low rumble of a truck pulling up to the yard. Even the soft clatter of planks stacking up feels good. These aren't just cosmetic touches. They're part of what makes each upgrade feel rewarding, because the audio feedback subtly shifts as your machines improve, giving you another layer of sensory confirmation that you're progressing. Controls are minimal and precise. This is a game you can play entirely one-handed, which makes it ideal for filling those short gaps in your day. But it's also satisfying to sit down, with for longer stretches, carefully rebalancing your workforce, reinvesting your profits, and chasing your next big milestone. The interface is clean with upgrade buttons logically placed and menus that expand without covering too much of the screen, so you can always see your operation in motion while making adjustments. Performance is rock solid even on mid-range devices. The game scales well as your sawmill becomes a massive multi-line operation with dozens of workers, vehicles, and machines. Moving at once, load times are short, animations stay smooth, and crashes are rare to non-existent. This stability matters a lot in idle games because you want to trust that your progress and your offline earnings won't be lost to a technical hiccup. Then there's the monetization, which is where many idle games stumble, but Lumber Inc. manages to keep it reasonable. It's free to play with its main monetization, coming from ads and premium currency purchases. Ads are entirely optional, but highly tempting. Watch one and you can double your profits for a short period, instantly complete a delivery, or trigger a temporary boost that supercharges your production. In-app purchases offer gems that can be spent on speeding up upgrades, hiring special managers, or skipping waiting times. The balance is fair for casual play, though players who want to push through the mid-game grind quickly will either watch a lot of ads or spend some money. Replayability is strong, and not just because of the idle mechanics. Seasonal events add unique challenges and rewards, pushing you to adapt your usual strategies. Special contracts pop up, offering lucrative but demanding goals like producing a massive number of a specific product within a limited time. These give you something to aim for beyond your normal growth and keep the game from becoming purely passive. Community reception has been largely positive, with players praising its addictive loop, polished presentation, and the way it makes every upgrade feel meaningful. Some long-term players have called for more late-game variety, but the steady flow of updates from Game Veterans, the developer, has kept interest alive. Game Veterans has a history of producing polished, long-running idle titles, and their approach here shows a clear understanding of what keeps players engaged for months rather than days. Compared to other tycoon and idle management games, Lumber Inc. carves out its own niche. It has the thematic cohesion of idle miner tycoon, but feels more tactile because you can follow the physical journey of your resources. It's not as absurd or abstract as Adventure Capitalist. You're not buying moon sawmills or intergalactic logging rights, but that grounded approach is part of its appeal. It's for players who enjoy the idea of growth. They can see, touch, and hear, rather than just watch numbers climb in a menu. In the late game, your operation becomes a carefully tuned machine. You'll have multiple managers running different sections, trucks coming and going like clockwork, production lines feeding into each other in perfect rhythm. At this stage, the game's idle mechanics shine. You can step away for hours, come back to a warehouse full of products, and reinvest your earnings into pushing for that next big expansion. It's a satisfying blend of active planning and passive reward that keeps you checking in throughout the day. Ultimately, Lumber Inc. is a masterclass in how to make an idle tycoon game feel alive. It blends straightforward mechanics with layered management, rewards you with both visual and numerical progress, and offers just enough strategic decision-making to keep you invested without overwhelming you. The art is charming, the sound design is spot on, The controls are simple yet precise, and the monetization, while present, doesn't strangle the fun for free players. It's the kind of game you can play for 5 minutes while waiting for coffee or lose an entire evening to without realizing it. If you've ever wanted to watch a small logging yard grow into a sprawling industrial powerhouse complete with bustling workers, roaring machinery, and the quiet satisfaction of seeing your choices play out in real time, Lumber Inc. delivers that fantasy with polish and patience. It's not just about cutting trees, it's about building a world one log at a time.